Welcome back, beautiful people. I'm so grateful to have you hanging out with me here today. If you're new here, I'm Cordelia, and on my channel Phyrra, I love to talk about bright and colorful alternative makeup and gothic fashion. So today's video is going to be an overall brand review of the brand Half Magic Beauty. So Half Magic Beauty was dreamed up by the makeup artist for the TV show Euphoria, Donni Davy. As far as I'm aware, they're an indie brand, which means that they're free from outside of control. But if this isn't true, please let me know in the comments below. It doesn't change the fact that Half Magic Beauty is 100% cruelty-free and they're 100% vegan, and they also have taken major strides towards being sustainable and eco-friendly. So Half Magic Beauty is very deliberate in their approach to sustainability and eco-friendliness. They have a mail back program where you can mail back your empty containers to get them recycled, and then they give you like a credit for shopping on their site. They also have a lot of packaging that is, you can just stick it into your own compost or recycling bin. And I really appreciate that. There's a complete recycling guide on their website, which if you want to check that out, I'll make sure and include a link to their website in the description box down below. So one of the things I especially love about Half Magic Beauty is their stance on clean beauty. As you know, I am not a fan of clean beauty. I want proven preservatives in my makeup. And I don't like fear-mongering by sites like the EWG, and there are other apps out there. So I am not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of clean beauty. I feel like it is very gimmicky. And I'm telling you, my beauty conspiracy for 2022 and 2023 has been that clean beauty brands exist just to get us to buy makeup more frequently. That's why they use less preservatives, so things go bad faster. But anyway, I digress. Half Magic Beauty says on their website that they don't label themselves as clean beauty because there is no FDA regulated term for clean beauty. And I love that. I am 100% on their team where that's concerned, because I think that clean beauty is gimmicky. All right, so let's talk about their website. As you know, I would consider myself artsy. I love playing with makeup, art, like color pencils. I used to do like painting. I love doing stuff like that. So I consider myself very artsy. I really appreciate a lot of their artsy photography on their website, but what I don't love is the lack of clear product swatches. They have a lot of product shots of people using the products, but they don't have the product, they don't have those photos labeled very well, or the ones that they do have labeled, I don't like them. I love having editorial shots, but please give me clear swatch shots so that I can very clearly see what the product looks like. Half Magic Beauty does not look great in their swatches. It just doesn't. So I would implore them to consider doing, individual swatch photos for each color, clearly label them, and then do their artistic shots as well, because I think the artistic shots are great. It just doesn't really let me see what the product looks like on its own well enough to decide if I want to buy the product or not. But I do like how they did them for their mouth clouds. On their mouth clouds, they have like 4 different skin tones from like deep to light, and they have like product swatches on the back of a hand, and they have them numbered so you can very clearly see, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, etc. I like those kind of swatches where it's very clear like that. I don't like the ones where you're just like, well, there's a whole bunch of color there, figure it out. And I do want to mention their labeling. I wish that they would hire somebody who was into accessibility to look at their labeling, because I can read the labels that are on the bottom of this because it's like clear with black, but on the bottom of their mouth clouds, I find it sometimes difficult to read, the labels for the name of the product. And I personally know that I am not the only person out there who's having problems with reading labels. And yes, I am in my 40s, so I understand that it could also be my vision, but I think it's really a matter of not having enough contrast. So when you have clear packaging and black writing, it may not always be easy to see. So it'd be really nice if they just updated their labels to make them nice and clean. All right, so let's talk about their eyeshadows. As I am sure you're aware, I've probably bought 1 or 2 eyeshadows. They currently have 8 shades available in their powder eyeshadow singles, which is, it's a start. Their eyeshadows are $12 each, and they are 0.04 ounces of product, so they're slightly smaller than the industry standard of 0.05 ounces. I purchased 2 colors. I purchased Elven Things, which is like a mint with a pink shift, and then I also purchased the color Glamour Rust, which is like a metallic rusty pink. So Half Magic Beauty powder eyeshadows are a non-standard pan size, which is a little annoying in my collection. I can't put it with my Lethal Cosmetics squares because it's too small. I can't put it with my Cleonida rectangles because also not the right shape, and I can't really easily fit it with my round eyeshadows from brands like Terra Moons and Baby Bat Beauty and Phyrra and Sydney Grace. So I really wish that they had gone with one of the two more standard pan sizes, either the round or the square, because and I know this is a very personal thing, it just irritates me that they don't all match. Now, what I really do love about these eyeshadows is that they come in a little compostable package, and they're extremely easy to depot. Literally all you do is peel the sticker off the back, and then you just pop out the eyeshadow, and then I put the sticker, because it has the product name, onto the back of the pan, and then you just pop it into your own eyeshadow palette. So I personally love that because it's great for the environment, it's no frills, it lets me use whatever eyeshadow palettes that I want, and I love that. I'm gonna insert swatches of the eyeshadows for you. Like I mentioned, I only picked up 2. I really like Elven Things, but I really love Elven Things because it's a duochrome, but I wish it had more pigmentation. It's very sheer, and Glamorous has really good pigmentation, so it's really pretty as well. Overall, the only other two things that I can say about their powder eyeshadows is that I don't like the non-standard pan size, and I don't like the limited color range, but I'm sure that they're going to expand that color range in the future. All right, now let's talk about my favorite product from Half Magic Beauty, and that would be the Chromaddiction Shimmer Eyeliners and Paints. These are stunning. Actually, I'm going to insert swatches of them first so you can check them out. I have 5 of the 6 colors. So we have Spirit Guide, which is a periwinkle with lilac reflex, a.s.m.r, which is champagne with blue reflex, Lil Beast, which is taupe with rose gold reflex, Main Character, which is violet with silver reflex, and Baby Phoenix, which is a rust with pink reflex. So to me, the Chromaddiction Shimmer Eyeliner and Paint are extremely eye-catching and beautiful. I am wearing Spirit Guide on my lid today, and then I also highlighted at the inner corner with a.s.m.r, and I think that it is extremely eye-catching. These are $24 for 0.15 ounces of product. Why are these my favorite? These are my favorite because they are so shimmery, sparkly, they have a great formula. You can just pop on a powder eyeshadow and then put one of these on top and you're good to go with a look. I've done that a lot because they're great for just simple, shiny, like high impact looks. I love like the wet look that a.s.m.r gives you at the inner corner, just so stunning. And Spirit Guide right here in my lid is just so pretty, or I think it's really pretty. They have 6 colors in this line. I bought 5. I didn't buy the 6 because I would never wear it, but I absolutely love it. I would love to see Half Magic Beauty come out with some blues, some teals, some silvers, and like some black rainbow colors in this formula because it is so, so good. Next we have the Glitterpuck, and this is basically like a body glitter. Like you can use it on your eyes, you can use it on your face, you can use it on your body. And it's very, very pretty. And I'm just gonna put some on my arm so you can see like the glow, the shimmer. It has like a cooling slash wet feel when you apply it. And it has like this little sponge that you're supposed to keep in it to keep it from drying out. The texture feels a little bit to me almost like the Tarte Chrome paint pots that came in a jar similar to this. So I like it. I like the little bit of like glimmer it gives you. I feel like it's nice and visible. Very, very pretty. So now we're going to talk about another one of my favorite products, and that is the highlighters. These are the Light Trap Duochrome highlighters, and I have both shades. This is Spiritually Complex, and this is Enter the Glow. So Spiritually Complex is a violet with blue pearls, and on me, I use that as a highlighting blush. I like a blush that gives me a glow, and I find that I do really well these days with sheer blushes that have a lot of glow. Enter the Glow is a champagne with lilac pearls, and that works as a really pretty highlighter for me. I wish it had like more of like blue sparkle to it, just to give it a little bit of like extra glow to the skin, but it's nice as it is. I personally would love to see more colors that were like this, that were sheer but glowy, that I could use as a blush, even though that's not what the point of the highlighter is. The only thing that I don't like about these is I hate the packaging, because the packaging never wants to stay open like this. I often will have to put something on this end and on this end to hold it down so I can just pop my brush in there. So I really probably should just depot these and put them into another palette. Oh, and these are $20 for 0.12 ounces. So now let's talk about the mouth clouds for lips. That's these guys. I am wearing Angel Rave, this one today. The mouth clouds are $18 each, and they come in 9 different colors. I tried 2. I absolutely hate this one. This is Mr. Shiki Pants. It's like a warm beige, It is way warmer on my skin tone than it ever looked in any of the swatches, so it is not a good color for me. Answer Ray was okay. I really don't have strong feelings towards it at all. The lip products are kind of like, are these lip products just, I don't know, they don't do much for me. I think I picked the wrong color. I wish I'd picked like their neon red or pink instead of Cheeky Pants, but I was like, well, let's try a neutral. No, I hate it. I do love the idea of the mouth clouds. They're supposed to have a blurring technology, and they do sort of. I don't know the color. Maybe it's just because, like I said, I'm not really fully into either of the colors that I bought, and I love purple, but this is more pink than purple in my opinion. All right, next let's talk about the Magic Drip Lip Gloss. If you've been a fan of my channel for any amount of time, you know in general I am not much for gloss. I rarely use it. I especially don't like sticky formulas that get stuck in my hair or anywhere else. I like a formula that just kind of is pretty and glowy and stays put. So I bought this color, which is called Frosty Bitch, partially because my surname is Frost. And I kind of love the color. I saw it on my friend Lipstick Kitty. I thought it looked great on hers. So I was like, well, you know, maybe I'll give it a try. I love this. I like this so much better than the Mouth Cloud. It's only available in 2 shades. This is like an icy peach with multicolor reflex, and then there's like a brown color. But I would definitely wear this in other unusual colors, and I'm not even really a gloss person. But I love how this looks on the lips. I love the like iridescent shine it gives and how it feels, because it doesn't feel gross or heavy or sticky. The only complaint I have about this product is that I do find it a little bit difficult to get out of the container, because like the stopper in it works very well. It makes the product come out sparingly. So that's all I can say about that. One of the other products that I'm really excited to talk to you about is one of my other favorites, and that would be the cheek fluffs. So I have 3 of the blushes here, these 3 right here. You zoom in and check those out a little bit better. So I have Pink Mushroom, which is a pearlescent rosy beige blush, Only Drama, which is a magenta plum, Sexual Frustration, coral, which is a coral hot pink. So I love these blushes and the blush formula. My only complaint is that I wish they had some cool tones. All of the shades they have are warm, or they pull warm on my skin tone. I love their blurring technology. I love how they're kind of like a putty cream to powder, and then they set and kind of blur on your skin whenever they're finished. And oh my God, their Pawpaw blush brush, I love this. I love this so much, I went out and bought a second one. This brush has really changed the game for me. Has been a game changer for me when it comes to applying liquid and cream blushes. It makes it easier to blend and diffuse. Such a great product. The blushes are $20 for 0.23 ounces of product, so they're a pretty sizable blush. I like that. I love the pan shapes for the blushes. Much like the eyeshadows, they're extremely easy to depot and to put into your own pan. I really love Only Drama, especially because it's kind of like this pinky, it's like a pinky purple magenta, which I find beautiful. And I wasn't sure if I would like Sexual Frustration, but it's a gorgeous coral hot pink, and I think it has like, it verges on like the pink, like almost like a watermelon color, and I think it looks great, especially if you're looking for a warmer hue. I was very hopeful that Pink Mushroom would be a great replacement for like my favorite warm neutral, like neutralish blush from the Balm Beach. And it's not really, it's a little bit warmer than I like, but it is so gorgeous. I think that if you are somebody who likes like slightly if you're somebody who likes like warm nude pink blushes, you probably will love it. Oh, and so all right, so I know I mentioned the brush a little bit, that I am super in love with this brush, and like it has a great shape, it's easy to clean, it's synthetic, it's like magic whenever you use it to apply a cream or a liquid blush. I don't know how, but it makes it just so easy to get it diffused on your cheeks properly. I often struggle with blush. For years I didn't wear it because I didn't want to look like my bio mom, and like I felt like she looked very clownish because she would always wear like super bright red cheeks and then was very fair skinned. I didn't want to have that look, so I didn't do blush for years. Now I'm trying to do blush more often, and I like it, but I don't like it when it's so overpowering. So I really appreciate something that helps me blend it out nicely. All right, so now let's talk about Half Magic Beauty's value and their pricing. I personally feel like Half Magic Beauty's powder eyeshadows are very reasonable. They are $12 for 0.04 ounces of product. If you compare them to Urban Decay's $21 or $24 for 0.05 ounces of product, they're like basically half the price of an Urban Decay eyeshadow single, and you're getting a tiny bit less product for sure, but like I feel like the almost $10 cheaper makes a big difference. The Half Magic Beauty highlighters are $20 for 0.12 ounces of product, and I feel like that's very comparable to, say, Black Moon Cosmetics highlighters, who you know make some of my favorite highlighters. Black Moon's highlighters are $22 for 0.16 ounces of product, so they're a little bit more expensive and they have a little bit more product than the Half Magic Beauties. That's why I'm considering them comparable. So the Half Magic Beauty Mouth Cloud lipsticks are $18, which is the same price as the Black Moon Cosmetics liquid lipsticks. Vampire Cosmetics liquid lipsticks, which are also excellent, are $19, so they're $1 more. And then the KVD Everlasting liquid lipsticks are like $23. So I feel like the Mouth Clouds being at $18 makes their pricing very reasonable. I just wish I liked the colors better. It's a really cool formula. So the Cheek Fluff blushes that I was raving about, which I do love, are $20 for 0.23 ounces of product. When I was looking at other blush prices, Bare Minerals Gen New blushes are $26 for like 0.21 ounces of product. Melt blushes are $22 for 1.49 ounces of product, and Lethal blushes, which are so beautiful, are $15.50 for 0.18 ounces of product. I feel like looking at all of those brands and the amount of product that you're getting, the Half Magic Beauty's prices are very reasonable and in line with them. So the Chromaddiction Shimmer Paint Liners are $24 for 1.15 ounces of product, and I feel like those are reasonable. I don't know of anybody else who has really high quality shimmery eyeshadow paints like this right now, so I don't really know who else to compare them to, but I do think that they are an excellent product, and I feel like I get plenty of product with it. Overall, in my opinion, I find Half Magic Beauty's pricing to be very reasonable, and it's in line with some of my other brands that I love, like Black Moon Cosmetics and Vampire Cosmetics. So overall, I'm sure it will come to you as no surprise that I love Half Magic Beauty. I feel they make great products that appeal to me, especially their Chromaddiction liners and their Cheek Fluff blushes and the Baby Paw Paw brush. So good. Such a game changer for me. I personally would love to see Half Magic Beauty expand their Cheek Fluff line and their Chromaddiction liners. I want more cool tone colors. I really appreciate their no frills packaging that's easy to recycle or depot and put into your own packaging. That has huge appeal to me, especially from the sustainability standpoint. If you're not going to make packaging that can be refilled, yes, please let me put things into my own palettes to make things better for the environment. So my top 3 product recommendations from Half Magic Beauty would absolutely be their Chromaddiction liners, their Cheek Fluff blushes, and their Baby Paw Paw brush. If you are into makeup the way I am and those speak to you, that is absolutely what I would recommend checking out. So what do you think of Half Magic Beauty? What do you think about their sustainability and eco-friendliness? How do you feel about the packaging? What do you think about their shade range? Let me know in the comments below. I hope that you are having a fabulous weekend. This weekend, when you're watching this, I am celebrating my 1-year wedding anniversary to Dave. I'm really excited for that. On a very personal note, I am dealing with some health issues, and as soon as I know more about those, I'll let you know. I may have to have major surgery, which is kind of scary. But anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.